In this section, we're looking at percent problems. All right, so yeah, in chapter 4, we were looking at percents. Yeah, so the end of chapter 4, we looked at fractional parts of numbers. So, for example, if you wanted to find 20% of 40, how would you do that? Well, first you write 20% as a number, so either a decimal or a fraction. As a fraction, it's 20 over 100. Yeah, the of always means multiply. So we have 20 over 100 times the number 40. How do you multiply a fraction by a whole number? Put the 40 over 1 and then multiply straight across. That's 800 over 100. 100 goes into 800 8 times. Okay, so just multiplying, and so we find that 8 is equal to 20% of 40. Okay, we can write it like this. So 8 is equal to 20% times 40. And then just rearranging these numbers. Well, if this is true, then dividing both sides by 40 will also be true. Okay, and this is just 1. And so we end up with a proportion. All right, so saying that 8 is 20% of 40, that's equivalent to saying that 8 over 40 is equal to 20%, or 20 over 100. All right, so in general, if you say A is P% of B, then that's equivalent to the proportion A over B is equal to P over 100. And so we just had this with A equals 8, P equals 20, and B equals 40. But yeah, it works in general. So A is P% of B. Whenever you see that, you can just write down this proportion. Yeah, you could also put the A last. So P% of B is A. That's the same thing. All right, so as we're doing in this chapter, we're just really comparing two numbers. So here we're really comparing the A and the B. Just like up here, we were comparing the 8 with the 40. So how does 8 compare with 40? Well, we're really just converting this into a percent. Okay, yeah, so think of this number B. Remember base, B for base. So B is the base amount, and then we're thinking of A as a part of that base. Okay, so when you're trying to figure out A, B, and P, the B number is usually right after the of. So when you see the word of, then the next number is usually, not always, the B, the base amount. Okay, so we're just we have to remember what's in this box here. So the percent problems in this section, you're given two of the three numbers, and you're looking for the third. So one of A, B, or P is going to be missing. Example 1, 2 is 5% of what number? All right, so yeah, this is a classic kind of percent problem. 2 is 5% of what number? Okay, so we're just matching that with our template here. All right, so in this case, we want A to be 2, P is 5, and B, the base number is missing here. Okay, A is 2, B is missing, P is 5, so our formula. So now we're just using this formula once we've got A and P. All right, so our formula turns into this. And now we have to solve this proportion like we were doing in the last section. All right, so this is an application of solving proportions. All right, remember we had three steps we were using. Okay, so to solve this, the first step is, look at the side that only has numbers. It's usually a good idea to simplify this fraction. Okay, so 5 over 100 simplifies to 1 over 20. So we just get smaller numbers. Okay, so now we have a slightly easier proportion to solve. Our main idea is to set the cross products equal. Okay, so remember that from the last section. So the first cross product is 2 times 20. That's 40. And the other cross product is B times 1. So that's just B. All right, so right away we get the answer. That missing number is 40. Yeah, so we didn't need the third step, but the third step, so if there was some number, maybe instead of 1, if this was, say, a 13, then to find the B, we'd have to divide both sides by 13. All right, but here B was 40, so that was the number we're looking for. So this is the best way to write the answer. So 2 is 5% of what number? 2 is 5% of 40. And once you found that, then you could check your answer, work out 5% of 40, check that you get 2. Example 2, 9 is what percent of 30? So comparing this with A is P% of B, this time the P is missing. A is 30, A is 9, B is 30. So in our formula, A over B equals P over 100, and the A over B part is 9 over 30. And with our same three steps, 9 over 30 simplifies. Cancel 3's, that's 3 over 10. So we get this simplified proportion. 3 over 10 is equal to p over 100. The first cross product is 3 times 100. And that's 300. And the other cross product is 10 times p. All right, so yeah, you can see how our answer kind of progresses. Yeah, we start with this, we simplify it to this, and now we get this. Now we're using the cross product property. So 300 is equal to 10 times p. So what does p have to be? Well, so 10 times what is 300? 10 times 30. And a good way to see it is, yeah, just whatever number is multiplying the p, and then divide both sides by that number. So yeah, p is 30. Yeah, here 30 equals p. That's the same as p equals 30. And again, the best answer is to sort of answer the question, p is what percent of 30? 9 is what percent of 30? 9 is 30% of 30. Yeah, just saying p equals 30 is your answer. Yeah, that's not a good answer because there was no p in the question. And so the question doesn't mention any p's. It's asking for a percent. So yeah, and for any word problem, sort of go back and answer the question. All right, and the kind of the last case is when the a is missing. What number is 17% of 20? All right, so the p is 17. So the p is always the percent number. We've got a 20 following the of, so b is 20. And we're missing the a. Our formula, a over b is equal to p over 100. So that's a over 20 is equal to 17 over 100. Yeah, 17 over 100 doesn't simplify. Set the cross products equal. And so we get a times 100. Yeah, usually we write the number first, so 100 times a is equal to the other cross product, 20 times 17. That's 340. So we're looking at this. 100 times a is equal to 340. We want a. We just want 1a. So as usual, divide both sides by the number multiplying the letter. Divide both sides by 100. So a is 340 divided by 100. So not a whole number. If you want a fraction, you could simplify this fraction. Cancel 10s. That's 34 over 10. Cancel 2s. We're getting 17 over 5. So that's a good answer for A. You could write it as a mixed number. 5 goes into 17 3 times, remainder 2. So it's also 3 2/5. But yeah, we had a whole section on dividing by powers of 10. So the easier way to handle this is to write it as a decimal. So dividing by 100 moves the decimal point 2 places to the left. So we can write the answer neatly as 3.4. Yeah, of course, 3.4, that's the same as 3 2/5. All right, so the missing number was 3.4. So 3.4 is 17% of 20. Okay, and for all of these types of questions, just take a last look and see, does the answer make sense? Suppose I only moved the decimal point one place and got a 34. Well, certainly 34 can't be right. So 17% of 20 is going to be a lot smaller than 20, so it can't be 34. If it was 10%, so 10% of 20 would be 2, and we're roughly double that. So so the answer makes sense. All right, let's see. Exactly the same in the book. A is p% of b, and that gets converted to a over b equals p over 100. And b is the base, and a is a part of the base. Another example here. 6 is what percent of 300? A is 6, P is missing, B is 300. So 6 over 300 is equal to P over 100. All right, you can cancel 3's on the left, so we're getting 2 over 100 is equal to P over 100. So that's easy, so P has to be 2. So the answer, 6 is 2% of 300. Um, 58% of what number is 290? So what are the A, B, and P for this one? Well, certainly the P is 58. Is 290 the B? Well, now we can see it's kind of the orders. We've got the 290 at the end, but 290 is really the A of what number? So that we're looking for the B in this case. Okay, again, the B is following the of. Usually we're writing this 290 is 58% of the B. So A is 290, B is missing. 290 over B is equal to 58 over 100. Okay, you could simplify the right side. I'll only cancel 2's. But often it's a good idea to leave the 100 on the bottom since it's so easy to multiply. And so here the cross products are 290 times 100. That's 29,000. and that's equal to 58b. All right, then divide both sides by 58. So b is equal to 29,000 divided by 58. And then just do that division. Yeah, that's 500. Yeah, 58 goes into 290 5 times. So b is 500. Yeah, so the answer here, 58% of 500 is 290. All right, so I hope you've got the main idea. So whatever the kind of word problem, these kinds of percent problems. So first, convert it to a proportion, and then set the cross products equal to find the missing letter. All right, so maybe that was bad enough, but now we can use these ideas to solve more complicated word problems. This example, we have another baseball team. This team won 93 games, or 62% of the games it played. How many games did the team play? Yeah, so these take a bit of working out just to figure out what's going on, but it is basically a percent problem. Let's read it again. So this team won 93 games, or 62% of the games played. Yeah, so it's written a bit differently, but it's really saying that so these 93 games are equal to 62% of the total number of games played. So 93 is 62% of what number? So we're looking for so this number will be the total number of games played. All right, so that's not too bad, but now once you've got it to look like this, then it's A equals 93, P equals 62, and B is missing. So 93 over B is equal to 62 over 100. Again, yeah, well, we could simplify this, but it's better to keep the 100 on the bottom. 93 times 100 is 9300, and that's equal to B times 62. So we're solving this proportion by setting the cross products equal. The third step, divide both sides by 62 to get 1b. Okay, we have to do all our work by hand. And this is good practice for long division. So 62 goes into 93 one time, put the 1 over the 3. 1 times 62 is 62, subtract, that's 31. Okay, we're keeping everything lined up. Bring down the 0. 62 into 310. Yeah, you can check. So multiply a few 62s together, but 62 times 5 is exactly 310. So subtract it, you get 0. And so the answer is 15. No. We still have a 0 to bring down. 62 into 0 goes 0 times. So we have to fill out that last place. Okay, 0 minus 0 is 0. So yeah, now we do have remainder 0. Okay, so that when you're doing long division, yeah, it's very important to put the numbers on the top in the right place. So 62 goes into 93 one time. That 1 has to go above the 3. And that tells us, yeah, we know we have 2 more digits to fill in. All right, so 9300 divided by 62 is 150. Doing it the hard way. So the number we're looking for, B, is 150. Go back and answer the word problem question. How many games did the team play? The team played 150 games. All right, so yeah, so out of 5, if you just write down B equals 150, I'm going to take a point off. You have to go back and answer the question. So this interpret your number. The team played 150 games. So that'll get you 5 out of 5. And does this answer make sense? So we're saying 93 is 62% of 150. So this 150, we were definitely expecting a number bigger than 93. So if the team won 93 games, so the total number of games played has to be, at least 93. 93 is 62% of the total number of games played, so the answer is going to be a lot bigger than 93. If it was, instead of 62%, if it was 50%, 50% of 150 just means half of 150, that's 75. So so these numbers look right. 75 is 50% of 150. So 62% of 150 is going to be slightly bigger, 93. So answers check out. Example 5, another word problem. Marina's annual salary last year was $56,000. This year she received a raise of $4,480. And the question is, by what percent did her salary increase? All right, so you can see we're comparing these two numbers, the 56,000 and the 4,480. We're obviously looking for a percent. We're looking for a P. So which is the A and which is the B here? Yeah, remember I said the B usually follows the of. Well, not in this case, I'm afraid. Yeah, so here we're, it's like the 56,000 here is the base number. It's the base salary. the increase, the raise, is 4,480. So we're really comparing this number with the base 56,000. All right, so that in this case, yeah, the A is 4480, B is 56,000, P is missing. So A over B, yeah, we can cancel zeros. That's equal to P over 100. The cross products here, 448 times 100 is equal to 5,600p. Divide both sides by 5,600. So 44800 divided by 5,600. We can cancel hundreds. So it's 448 over 56. You could do a long division, but maybe it's easier just to step by step simplify this fraction. So cancel twos. They're still even. Cancel more twos. That's 56 over 7. And then, yeah, 7 goes into 56 8 times. So we get 8. So P is 8. Yeah, you get the same thing with a long division, but I think this is easier. All right, so again, answering the word problem, her salary increased by 8%. Okay, and yeah, you can check that makes sense. So if you work out 8% of 56,000, that's going to be 4,480. Okay, so her salary went up by 8%. So the raise, the increase, that was the part of the base number. Okay, yeah, some more examples like that. Let's look at this example. Approximately 55% of the students enrolled at BCC are female. If there are 2,970 female students, what's the total enrollment at BCC? All right, so can you translate this into A is P% of B? So 55% of all the students of the total enrollment at BCC, 55% are female, and that's 2,970. Okay, so I hope you see that, yeah, 2,970 is 55% of the total. All right. So we're looking for the total. In this case, so the B is missing. A is 2,970. P is 55. So we have this. Set the cross products equal. So multiply here, yes, so 59,400 is equal to 11B. and then divide both sides by 11. So we need to divide 59,400 by 11. And if you do that long division, that's 5,400. All right, so that was the number we're looking for. Yeah, so the total enrollment was is 5,400 BCC. Yeah, I think it's double that, or it was. And again, yeah, checking that makes sense. And so yeah, if it was 50%, and so if 50% of 5,400, that would be 2,700. Yeah, so we're close to that, just a bit more. And one last example. Full-time tuition at a university increased from 2,850 to 3,000. What was the percentage increase in the tuition? And round to the nearest 0.1%. All right, so yeah, we're looking at an increase again. So just like Marina's salary increase, but this time we have to work out the increase. Okay, so here's the base number, the 2,850. So that's the starting tuition. It increases to 3,000. So what is the actual increase? Well, the increase, so going from here to here, is 150. Okay, so the increase is $150, and that's what we're comparing to the base. Okay, so the percentage increase, we're looking for P. A is 150 and B is 2,850. All right, so this is the A here. This is the B. And P is missing. Okay, yeah, so anytime you're working out a percentage increase, then you're just comparing the initial number with the increase, how much it went up. If it was a percentage decrease, it's the same thing. You just have the amount of decrease. That would be the A, and the initial number would be the B. So 150 over 2850 is equal to P over 100. Yeah, here you can cancel 50s. Yeah, this is 3 times 50 on the bottom. Yeah, it's 57 times 50. Okay, so canceling 50s, we get this simpler proportion to solve. Cross products, 57p is equal to 300. Yeah, so p is not a whole number. We have to do a division. So p is equal to 300 divided by 57. So yeah, 300 over 57. Okay, and then do this long division. So 57 into 300. Well, 57 into 30 doesn't go. 57 into 300 goes, yeah, 6 is too big, but it goes in 5 times. And then keep going. Yeah, you'll get a decimal. Yeah, the question was round to the nearest tenth of a percent. So we need 2 decimal places. We're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we need 2 places. So 2 is in the rounding place. The next number is 6, so that goes up to 5.3%. All right, so the increase in tuition was 5.3% to the nearest tenth of a percent. All right, so that's solving percent problems and word problems based on them.